Woohoo! Welcome everyone to Money Talk Show, the show where we have time to talk about money. Tonight we are having our 5th training party as we talk about future topics that lay ahead, including sports, entrepreneurship, and housing, with a panel of great hosts here to discuss the topics as they highlight what to look forward to in our upcoming shows, along with the many subjects of focus that come together to make you have the cash to bring your goals to life. So with that, let's talk about what the future holds when money talks. Ooh, that's right, everyone. Welcome. Please don't forget to hit that like button on YouTube. It helps us grow and the algorithms send us out there as we gain our audience and get new content out to you, but also subscribe if you feel like joining the Money Talk Show family, then hitting that bell icon to all, because that is what actually gets us in your feed, seeing our premieres and joining our live streams. With that, I am handing it over to our wonderful hosts to say hello and talk to us about how we focus on money.
Hi guys, it's Yasmin here. We have
Alex.
And we have
Monica.
And the star of the show, Mr. Roy Walker. Today we're going to be covering a number of topics that we think would give you guys something to think about, and also when you do come back to the show next time, you have something to talk about with us too. So going on to the first topic, we're going to be talking about sports. Now, sports and money. Are footballers overpaid? Are athletes overpaid, underpaid? What does sports do for us as nations? And how does that make us rich? We're going to ask that question to Mr. Walker first.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Like, you know, okay. Something to say.
Well, I do not have the authority to speak on sports on a whole, but I just think that sports is a very integral part of the community that I'm from, which is the Afrocentric community. And I believe that most of our people are being disenfranchised. They And if I should use the proper terminology for that, they are being scammed by the industry, because it's one of the biggest money making industry that we have in the world. But most of our athletes are not really getting their fair share. Also, the country that that they are from originally are not getting their fair share. The community, the schools are not getting their fair share, and a lot of the athletes overall retire in poverty, and that is not right. And that's why at the Delta Sheila, should I say Delta Sports, the Money Talk show, that is one of our area that we are going to address in the future and see how we can bring some clarity, bring some changes that that can be able to help our young people and have more of our young people actually become financially independent. So that is just my take.
Mo, what do you think? What's your take?
Well, in regards to athletes being overpaid, I am not so sure I agree with that term, because just being able to represent, and these are just my views, my thoughts, just for them to be able to represent their country and to go out there and to do what they do, it takes a lot out of them. And I believe that whatever it is, in terms of salary and payment, I believe that it's fair. In terms of retiring without money or being disenfranchised, I'm not entirely sure with regards to that. So based on what Mr. Walker just brought to the light, I'll definitely have to look further into that so I can give you a comment.
Alex?
Well, I think you find that most overpaid sports persons live overseas, and their economy is so much better than Jamaica, so we can't really afford to pay our athletes what they deserve. That's why you find them not having enough money to retire and do what they need to do, or even try to give back to the community. Only those who have been exposed to foreign countries, who earn foreign exchange, are able to come back and do stuff for the community, like Usain Bolt, or even the cricketers. Yeah.
Amy?
So I have a complicated, because there is a comedian in the back of my head who rants about this. And so I know that, because I would normally not have an opinion at all, because it is sports.
Right.
I listened to, and I'll say his name, which is Bill Burr. He says that the ticket prices are what drive it. And so I think that it makes sense what a lot of stars are paid, because that is what people will pay. At least he's at least convinced me of that point. I wish that females would support females more, and so that would drive prices up.
Right.
And so that's just going to have to come from like getting a natural interest in girls in sports. But I think a lot of girls do have interest in sports, and so and when it comes to retirement, I would say you have to. My advice would be brand yourself. Like, can I tell you? And this is just a completely random person, but I see him everywhere. He's a great guy, but you should be Kevin Hart.
Right.
Okay? Kevin Hart, his like children's children. He is everywhere.
Yes.
I love Kevin as a comedian myself. that is the model that I think that a lot of maybe sports people should go. I see it in a lot of other industries, like the WWE, surprisingly, and all sorts of other avenues. And so, make a beer, make sandwiches, figure out something to put your face on, and hope and make sure it's a good product. That's another genuine thing. Please don't just put your face on it on anything. That is easy, I guess, if you're desperate. Make sure it's a good product and your face on it, then it'll sell. There's, I think, the three answers.
Well, no, that was actually a very good response, because I mean, what Usain Bolt did here in Jamaica was to, I think he partnered and opened up a restaurant, right? And it's located, out here. So, and because Tracks and Records, so because it's associated with him, persons go there, and support.
Earlier
So
today.
But Usain Bolt is like 1% of the athletes in the world.
that is true.
99% of the black athletes, the Afrocentric athletes in the world, have been disenfranchised. They are not being properly paid. The country that represent them. You guys talk about that the country that they are in do not have the resources. They have. Those politicians have been stealing the money, putting in their pockets, and their friends and their cronies. That's the reason why they are not able to afford to pay these guys. And the countries and the different business people and the people. These are things that they should be pushing, but most of the time, these guys are thinking about themselves more than the people. Athletes is the only time them associate themselves with a lot of these athletes is basically when they can get something from it, and it should not be so. So I don't want us. You know what I'm really glad about, that you ladies are just the hosts. If you didn't have the authority and speak in the way that you are speaking right now, this would be really sad for the Afrocentric community right now.
Do you know what? What we have to understand is, as an athlete nowadays, being an athlete is that you're a famous being, right? You have to go through these endorsements, you have to do endorsements and this, that, the next to stay relevant. So it's not
no. That you, before you even reach there, so you get kicked out of the system. The only people that talk about where you are now, you're talking about the 1% of the people. That's not what we are talking about right now. We are talking about the industry as a whole. From you talk about getting in the endorsement, you are making money already. Or they see you have such a talent that they cannot refute. They cannot do anything to take that. But we have people that are more talented than our Usain Bolt, but yet you don't hear anything about them. You understand? That's what I am talking about. And a lot of them out there, they are not being paid. But so here what happened? I know that there's a lot of professional people out there that understand the sporting industry than us. So at Delta Sports, because I know that I want to find out how Delta Sports maybe are going to contribute towards that. And I know I can tell.
You have to utilize the percentage that are not seen. You have to utilize them. So you know what? At Delta Sports, you're going to be recognized, and we are going to help you. And the Money Talk Show is also going to help you understand your place as an athlete.
Okay, so one of the first things that needs to be done is to try to find ways and means to monetize sports. Not just when you reach up there, but from day one. That means to say, wherever you are from overall, you should, as long as you are being recognized, whether you're from elementary school, you should be able to, we should be able to start to monetize you. That means to say the community that you are from, the school that you are from, the country that you are from, and you yourself should have good management. That means to say when you make the money, you do not have the accountants, the managers, and the banks taking away your money.
All right, so I have a question. These talented sportsmen, how are they not being recognized? Like, why is that not a thing for them? What's stopping them?
Because, okay, I'm going to just just something that I heard just recently. I am okay. Yes, because I'm from Jamaica. There's an athlete that was basically when I heard that. I mean, he and one of the great athletes from Jamaica used to train together. He was as fast or faster than that person. Do you know what that person? Why that person? Nobody hearing about his name right now.
Is it
He
Blake?
did not have the money to get a passport. Do you understand how reckless that is?
Oh, I
Do
know
you
who.
understand how messed up that is? For an athlete could not find less than $1,000 to get a passport. That this person could have contributed so much to the family, to the friends, to the community, to Jamaica and a whole. So these are things that we need, we have to bear in mind that, so we have to try to find ways and means to see how these people can bring to the forefront, to bring the focus or bring the light on these people that are out there not getting the opportunity.
But don't you think there's a risk though when you open up certain opportunities to people who are not necessarily super passionate about sports, but they're just doing it so they can get something out of it, like sponsorship, money, whatever the case
It
is.
doesn't matter. The politicians are doing it. They don't have no passion themselves about what they are doing.
Okay, so moving that on to the next topic, which is entertainment and music. How can we now tie, politicians, sport people into the entertainment and music industry? Because there are a lot of athletes who now do music videos and are trying to become rappers and singers, as well as politicians who I don't want to just out Jamaica as a whole, but I remembered at one point there was talking of you're not allowed to sing about these songs and make songs like certain ways, but yet when it's time for voting,
Election
time,
they use
those same songs and they use those same artists. So
for clothes.
do you think it's fair that politicians are now making money from music yet banning it when they feel like it's inappropriate?
Okay, what are we talking about right now? Are we talking about sports or are we talking about
We just
music
moved
now?
on to the next topic because
music and entertainment.
music and entertainment.
Look,
In
can I say, and I want us to clarify, and the audience that are listening to us or watching us, I want them to realize that these are our opinion, and and the thing about it, that we are in what you call, what is it? Is it training party / pre-launch, Amy?
absolutely, this is number 5.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what you are seeing here, these are just some of the topics that we are going to be discussing. There are like about a dozen different topics. So we spoke about, we give our opinion and our opinion about the sports or what we think that is happening now. So we are going into music. Okay, seeing that I am talking right now, the same thing that have happened to the sports here is the same thing that is happening in the music. Most of the good musicians, the good singers, the good DJs, sing J's, and artists, nobody hearing about them. Some of them might come up and you hear them be around for like, they might be around for like a couple of days, a couple of weeks, months or years. But even though you might be hearing their songs playing on the radio or seeing them being interviewed, they don't have any money because that's exploitation again. But somebody is benefiting from the whole thing. So that goes back to where we talk about monetization of the music industry. Because look, Jamaica, we have to say, is where reggae started from. And yet, Jamaicans are not making money. The country not making the money. The artists are not making the money. You have like the Spanish. They are making more money from reggae than us. the Koreans, they are making more money. Every nationality out there is making more money from music than the people themselves. And I think that have to do with the leadership that we have of the country and of the business people. All of those people basically are not doing the right thing for our people, and that's just my opinion.
Mo, what do you think about it? Bouncing off of what Mr. Walker just said, how do you feel about entertainers in the music industry not getting their piece of the pie, really, when it comes to politicians and their money being used otherwise?
Well, with regards to that, I really don't have much to say because I only know about one of the entertainers, which is Spice, which I know that she's basically doing her own thing by herself because of what happened with her managers and so forth. So she's basically managing herself and putting herself out there. With regards to the politicians and the entertainers now, yes, I do agree with Mr. Walker. I mean, there are some stuff that did happen. I mean, stuff concerning like Vybz Cartel. We do see them using back some of his music that they, basically are against, and some of the other artists that are there. So yes, I actually do agree with Mr. Walker with the ones that I'm actually familiar with what's happening right now.
I just think oh, go on.
Well, one more thing. I posted in the private chat the.
Done it.
Okay, good. Thanks. So you just copy and paste it.
I wanted to just my opinion on this music industry and money. I feel like if an artist hasn't got a certain following or a crowd behind them, their music, sometimes they can make really bad music and they'll still get paid off of it because of the following that they have, right? They can sell their music on so many different streams, but if it's not pushed by the government a certain way, or if a politician makes a certain comment about a certain artist, it's like everyone's running to go and save this artist back, but then they're the people that won't pay to download the song. That makes sense. So it's just a bit nitty when it comes to talking about artists and politicians, especially because politicians love to use artists' music when it's time for elections, and then they forget about them or disregard them otherwise.
I mean, for me, it's more about the infrastructure, right? Having the proper structures in place in regards to how artists get paid out their rights, stuff like that. Good record labels out here as well. Like, you're not finding that type of structure where an artist can get the certain push that they need, so they have to be sourcing it outside. And I don't really think that has to do with politicians. Literally, you just need somebody who is well versed in the music industry to approach government or whichever party to just put the infrastructure in place so that you can support the artists how they need to be supported. Because if you don't have that, then they're not gonna get what they need to get from the music industry, and that's
In
a fact.
regards to that, though, Alex, there are several artists that really do complain about that they do have a lot of music that they have recorded, and nothing is coming out, so they're not able to earn from it. And it's as if like some of these studios or the record labels, they basically hold it hostage pending some form of payout or something to be happening before they allow that to come out. So that is really happening. A lot of them, Spice is also another person that was very vocal about that as well.
Well,
So
yeah, I do understand you have a lot of record labels overseas who like to take advantage of artists, and yeah, it's kind of tricky there, but you still need a structure for
yeah,
things to
Yeah.
happen the way it needs to happen.
Which can bring me
And
on to okay.
and gentlemen, the reason why you are hearing all of these opinions regarding to calling out some of these artists' name, because we are associated with Jamaica. So when we are talking about the 7 to 8 different continents, like Africa, the United States, or should I say Africa, Europe, Asia, all of those different places where you have the Afrocentric people on a whole. We have pretty much almost 2 billion Afrocentric people across the world. You understand? So we must know that look how many of them that are really making money from music, from sports, and from the different things. So this is one of the reasons why we are launching this podcast, to see how we can be able to reach these people, to let them know that there's hope, that people are thinking about them, and all of that. The young people that are coming up, I know that there are different ways and means for them to capitalize and so forth. So we have to open every different doors, avenue, channel, everything to make it possible that the folks, that our people can really make money. I know that Hemi might have something to say about the music industry, because she has been in entertainment for a long time ago. Maybe not.
I have anecdotes, I would say, from when I've changed from when I was younger, in that I used to be what was called a gray hat. I used to download things. I used to download things on the internet. And
Who did it?
exactly. And I've slowly tried to not do that. I have tried to use Adobe. I've paid for Adobe subscriptions, and I have all of these services now that have made it easier. And so I want to give the artist, I didn't think about it when I was younger because it was just so easy.
Yeah.
And so that has been a switch. I'll give you another anecdote, and then I just have a joke for Glenroy. But the movie Titanic, which is one of the highest grossing films in history, James Cameron claims that he never made $1 off it.
What? That is ridiculous. Are you
No,
serious?
no, it's not ridiculous. That's what have been going on in the industry. So trust me.
Wow.
I have seen, I have heard of a lot of artists. Their music make #1 on the chart, and they did not make any money. Depends on the type of bad deal that you struck. That is the thing.
Right.
Depends on sign and who you leading you, who is guiding you, and the legal ramification and all of those things. Yes, those things can happen for real.
Which brings me on to the next topic, which is finance and investments. We can tie this in with sports, we can tie it in with music, we can tie it in with education, we can tie it in with most of the topics that we cover on Money Talk Show. But today, as we're focusing on sports and entertainment, I was wondering, how do you guys feel about investors, endorsements, politicians, and finance and investments? Because I know in the UK, where I'm from, politicians, our taxes pay for politicians to go on holiday. Their holiday pay is paid through our taxes. Our hard working money goes for them, and they get at least 100 to 200,000 pounds. That's millions in Jamaican dollars. To take 30 days off from work. So do you think that's fair? I don't.
Look, you know what happened? I don't want it seems like we are really focusing on bashing the politician, because I'm hoping that there's some good. No. I know, but I'm hoping that there's some good politicians out there. I'm hoping. I haven't been seeing that for real. Neither in Jamaica, the United States, Europe. So far, we have. I think in Africa, you have some good politicians that are coming out now. Back in the days, most of the politicians in Africa were bought out and sold out by their people.
But
now,
okay, say go on.
Yeah, but now I realize that a lot of them start to wake up and realize that their people they have exploited their people, and their people have been exploited worldwide. So they are being forced, and that's what Jamaica need to do. Jamaica, I don't understand how they vote in Jamaica. They have been voting for the same guys that were in power for 5-10 years. They did not do anything right. Same thing in the United States,
I feel
okay,
like
can I ask you, I'm just asking, not you that are on the panel with me right now. I'm asking the people that are out there listening right now. How you end up, you have a political party, whether it's Democrat, Republican, Independent, JLP, PMP, UIC, or whatever the party may be. Do you want to tell me that you have a party in power for 5-10 years? I've seen parties in power for 18 years, but I'm not going there. For 10 years, Monique, just understand, and for that period of time, all of what they had promised, they did zero, nothing at all. And then you said, okay, I want the next guy. The next guy came for 10 years again, did nothing, nil, zil, whatever it is, nothing. And then you call back the other guy again that did not do anything. Do you understand how insane the people are to continue to vote for these guys over and over again?
Promises are being made that are just not being fulfilled. Every time somebody takes a step forward to try and vote for who they feel like are going to make changes, they just show face and show that they're not about anything. Because I mean,
why can't you guys select a third party then and give the third party a chance?
Do you know what? Hold on. The saying is, because I was even talking to my friend about it today, and I was sharing with him, that I'm not so sure the government is doing first, and he was like, "Well, Mo, just vote in the lesser of the two evils." That's literally what people.
Well,
that's how they look at it.
I didn't hear you. You broke.
Oh, sorry. So I was talking to my friend about it, and I was sharing with him, that I'm not seeing what the government is doing for us. And he was saying, "Well, Mo, you just need to vote in the lesser of the two evils." And that's not the first time I'm hearing that. I've been hearing that a lot. Persons just kind of weigh whatever it is that they're putting out there, and then whichever one seems like it better, they just go with that one.
So you are voting for another evil. That is, just think about
the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah, but what choice do you have, really and truly? Because
that's what I'm. But listen,
who are trying to come up like independent parties, they're not reaching anywhere, and nobody not.
Well,
really...
okay, why? Because of you people. You guys are not supporting or voting for them.
Do you know
Let
why?
me ask you something.
Other people get overshadowed when it comes to elections. It's like the politicians is one big old dance for them. They invest so much money into being known,
okay.
shown, and seen.
So you are going to let people look at you and look at you continuously to be a fool, because that's what they look at the Jamaican people, that the Jamaican people are stupid. Are you guys stupid?
I'm not.
Okay, all right. So you want to tell me that okay, you are representing majority of the Jamaicans right now, and you are not stupid, but yet you let the political party year in, year out actually coming back to you, promising you this, and none of them have ever delivered, and you continue voting for them? How you do that?
Right. You do have a percentage of people that just don't vote at all.
Yeah, there are a lot of people.
But that does not make sense either, because if you are living in the country, if you are living under the government, is you are being affected the same way.
Yeah, but some people just don't want to associate themselves with a particular party because there's a lot of issues that come about associating with either party. That's one.
Amy,
My opinion, I feel like the people who are voting right now are not people who are necessarily highly educated. The votes that are present are coming from people who just want a little handout here and there, and they need a little support. It takes part one thing, so them just take it and run with it and support.
A $5,000 bill and a case of beer. A $10,000 and some rum.
I'm gonna.
I hope
they go
I trust God that you are not speaking for majority of my Jamaican people.
But you do realize that about 70% of the island are deemed illiterate, and those are the persons that they do target to vote.
I know that's not true. Where do you get that statistic?
Okay, you can Google it. That is what you can Google it. So
you are saying the statistic Google will say 70% of Jamaicans are illiterate?
Yep. Like facts. Literally.
Which brings us on to another topic, which is education. So if you guys want to bounce ideas about education,
no. Look, that Amy, I know that we are having this challenge in America right now. Because whatever happened in Jamaica is the same is basically across the world.
Oh, it's almost exactly the same. This is the conversation. I think my fear is it's going to be like this it was like this for thousands of years. It will be like this for thousands of years. We'll be having this like on Mars. There'll be like third party. But I mean, I'm an independent. I've never been in a party. I only have anecdotes where I went to get my driver's license originally, and I went with my mother. And
I like the way you did that. I went with my mother.
Yeah.
Every once in a while. And so I wanted to pick a party, or the person behind there was like, hey, you need to pick a party. I'm like, oh, I don't really care. And well, they were like, hey, do you like freedom? I'm like, sure. They're like, do you like justice? I'm like, sure. They're like, well, you're a Republican. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh wow, just like that.
And my mother, she like almost held me back. She's went like, no, excuse me, we are Democrats. And I looked between her and him. I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. So I was just like, no party, and I have not had a party since.
And you know what?
Join the crew, Amy. No party crew.
Yes, I feel it with Amy right now, because I sort of look for party that will represent the Afrocentric people that bring values and so forth. So at one time I was Republican, and then at one time I became Democrat. But I realized that neither the Republican and the Democrat, none of them don't really make sense. Worst of all, the Democrats that are in power right now, they are destroying the world right now, as we are seeing it right now. It's the same thing in Jamaica. The political system that they have in Jamaica right now is destroying the people, and it is full time for that 70%. For what they seeing that I'm hearing that about the 70% and against 30%, but it is full time for our people to wise up. And I know.
You know what's sad, Mr. Walker, with you saying that, is that when younger persons try to enter the political ring or try to get a chance, the system just changes them right back. Literally,
the dinosaurs just sit there.
All right.
Cycle same way. So like, to me, if the country needs to run right, some other government needs to come and take over outside of Jamaica.
Okay, so no, not outside of Jamaica. We do
Me.
not want.
Oh, it's
We do
me.
not. We do not want any foreign company or foreign access to Jamaica by foreigners.
Discipline
Jamaicans can rule themselves. You just need to choose a younger set of generation, and this is
I'm right here.
where
Younger
Delta.
generation are gonna get corrupt
I'm right here.
regardless.
Yeah, but no,
My
Just
party
how
is
it
going
is.
to be pink.
all right, so okay, back to the education now, as Yasmin were actually directing us. So this is where we need to educate our people.
You know,
Educate our people.
Like, do you know
No, we are
Education.
not.
our
We are not.
generation?
We are not
Right?
talking. We are not talking about maths, English, science, and those things.
No,
No,
we're not
we are
talking
talking about. We are talking about educating
situation
people
right now about life and our society. You don't see
and
that.
about politics and about what is happening in the
social
world.
media is much more prevalent than it was back then. So conversations are being
Well-
had. People
well,
are talking, but changes are not happening, and it won't happen.
No, don't say it won't. That is, and I'm glad that these are our opinion right now. Because you know what I mean, the way that we are talking right now, the United States and Jamaica would be doomed right now within the next couple of years.
because I think when I go back, I'm going to be hated over there.
Look, look here. Look. I want to see as much that I can contribute towards my country, Jamaica. Most of us leave Jamaica and we came into the United States or England, Canada, and different part of the world. And we
Why?
came for a better life and so forth. But let me tell you, as a few that haven't
Exactly.
traveled as yet.
Goes
Most
back.
of you, 90% of what we heard about foreign, the United
It's
States,
not what
Canada, is not what it is. It's not a bag of roses, no
We
money in
know.
the pantry. Look here, you have to
We
work
know.
2, 3, 4, 5 jobs to pay your
No,
bill.
it all boils back down to the dollar being what it is, because you know the Jamaican dollar.
No, it's not about even the dollar right now. It's about the system also.
It's
The
about
system is just for about 3% or 5% of the people in the world. So we have to, all of us are cramming and fighting to go
3
in
or
that 5 or
5%.
10%.
So what about the rest of the world? What?
Doom according to the system. Doom according to the system. So that's where education comes in now, and that's where Delta with Delta Shield or Delta Educational Program.
For the people that
Listen,
We have to find.
in Jamaica, they educate the people to literally brainwash them to understand that going to foreign countries means that you're going to make a lot of money, which makes people not invest back into their own country. And
Yeah,
That is true. Yes.
What another thing
Yeah.
we can talk
I
about?
understand that, but remember this brainwashing have been coming from it past our foreparents. It's the colonial system that have brainwashed the people in America, in the different part of the world, until we change that system, until we get rid of the queen and the king now and their colonial system.
But do you really
out
think
of
that's gonna die down though? Like,
what?
do you really no? Like, being honest, like, do you think that system will ever die down?
It will
Yes,
once
it can. Listen to this. By the way, have you guys heard about Singapore?
What about them?
Yeah,
It is one of the richest and cleanest
Yes,
and
we know
most
that. Yeah.
place to be. Do you know where they
Law
got that idea?
abiding too.
Do you know where they got that idea from?
Jamaica.
Jamaica. So if
Yeah, I know.
if Singapore
Yeah, they
can
came
take,
here and studied our laws and took it back with them
No.
and ended up
And-
building
and-
a stronger country.
no, that was the system that Jamaica had, was to use for Jamaica. And Singapore leadership took it and have Singapore like that. So that is giving me hope that our leaders, our young politicians that are gonna be coming up, people in your age group, in their late 20s, 30s, and in their 40s, will start to think about the country and not about themselves. So
Right.
our people, so what we are teaching what we are learning in school does not, it should not be taught in the school system in Jamaica, because you are talking about the same colonial system that really let you don't even think too highly of yourself. Listen to this. You went to school up to age 7 in elementary school, and they are teaching you to go to school, get a good education, and when you grow up, you will get a nice job. Then up to high school, another 5 years of your life again, they are telling you to go to school, get a good education, and you will get a good job. Then from high school to college, go to school, get a good education, and when you graduate, you will get a job. 20 to 22 years of your life, they have been brainwashing you to go to school, get a good job. Do you understand? Then what are you going to teach your children? It's the same thing over and over again. When are they going to teach you to become an entrepreneur? When are they going to teach you to take matters into your own hand? When are they going to teach you to teach the other generation something that can be able to break that generational curse, that generational poverty stricken? And also, I am tired of that. I am tired, and every Jamaicans or every people living across the world that are getting that supposed to be tired of getting those lies. So the right education, Yasmin, is what us in the United States need, and Jamaica and the different part of the world.
Okay, but with Mr. Walker, with regards to the education, the issue where it is concerned, and I feel a way that I actually found out about this in college when I was doing my bachelor's. There are several places in Jamaica that offers free education to persons that are on the PATH program, but it's not advertised. Our government doesn't advertise it because once they do, they'll have to pay out money to facilitate those persons and to ensure that those facilities are up and running. That's so sad.
All right. Okay.
And
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no. What were you saying?
Okay, so
we're having a discussion.
And the reason why I am talking like this, because Delta, although some of you might think that Delta just came on the scene, but Delta have been around a long time. Maybe not the name of Delta, but Delta have sponsored hundreds of kids through all the different colleges and UWI, UTEC, the university in Mandeville, what they call those, NCU, Money Teachers College, Churches Teachers College, so all colleges across Jamaica. Delta Shield have also sponsored students, Nebraska to overseas scholarship for different colleges in Nebraska, in Albany, so we would say New York then, different colleges also in Canada, Europe, and the United States. And a lot of those students that we have spent so much money sponsoring came out and can't even get a job. Do you understand how that makes you feel? Most of the students coming out of these colleges in Jamaica, UTEC and these different colleges, I'm not gonna specifically call a name right now. You graduate with their bachelor degree and they can't even get a good job at McDonald's, KFC, and they are in the store. They can't even get a job because there's no job for them to be in.
There's not enough opportunity, which also I have to, guys, sorry about this. We are running on a time schedule today. And as we are speaking about all of these things, please do not forget to check out the links at the bottom for Delta Smart Homes, Delta Sports, and everything Delta related. as well as all of the other little links that we have here. If you need any information, you can email us. And if you have any questions that you would want us to, or topics that you would want us to cover on the next few shows, please let us know through our email system, just so we feel like you guys can also be a part of this show, as well as us bringing on people that we will be interviewing for you guys to also understand the ways of money and how you can progress yourselves. Saying all of this, I'm going to hand it over to Amy, who is going to wrap this up for us.
And before Amy comes on, Amy, can you just give a highlight of some of the different focus topics that we are gonna be talking about in the future, and if this is related to those of you that are out there watching, I want you guys to communicate, subscribe to the Money Talk Show channel. Please subscribe, share with your friends and family. Remember that we are still in the pre-launch. So we did our first, last month was training. This month is what we call, and Amy will tell you all about that. So, Amy.
Woohoo! That's right. This was our first pre-launch. We are about to be moving into launches, but this month is our pre-launch. And because we have a fantastic team, I can tell you the Indeed topics that are coming up, like sports, entertainment and music, legal focus, politics, health, nutrition and beauty, education, finance and investment, entrepreneurship, security and surveillance, farming, organic products, and housing. And I would also like to implore everyone, all of the links are right down below, like our Delta Smart Homes. But I would like to thank you all for joining us on this episode of Delta Money Talk Show Training Party 5 Future Focus Topics. You can see that the gears, where we had a fun time. In fact, I want to remind you all that that you could go to 646-688-5554 or visit them at mydeltashield.com. With that, I want to thank the entire panel. I want to thank Yasmin, Mo, Alex, our executive producer, Glenroy, and myself, Amy, who is sending you love. Please don't forget to send us love by hitting that big old like button. It sends our video into the algorithm and then helps us grow the audience. You can also hit that bell icon to all so that you can get our premieres and our live streams, like our future episodes. We are in the pre-launch. With that, I hope that you all have a fantastic time focusing on your money.